Your dryer died. Oh no, that's not fun. Oh man. All right. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, YouTube. Thank you. Good morning. Oh, good. Oh, Stephanie, I'm so glad you got your earrings too. Yay. All right. So, we have lots of things to chat about today. I'm excited. Eric was just down here, and he left all pouty because I asked him to turn his music down because I can't have music playing on YouTube because they will mute me. So, he's upstairs pouting right now. He was cutting waterproof canvas, but that's okay. He'll get over it. Oh man. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Pat. Hi, Kelly. Kelly, I emailed you, just so you know. I have everything you need, Kelly. Maybe not everything you need. I have the things you asked me for. I probably don't have everything that you need. Good morning. So, when hold on, I'm gonna shut the door because it's making me crazy. All I'm gonna hear now is Bluetooth connected, Bluetooth disconnected. He likes to crank his music when he is working, which is totally understandable. But I said, you literally can't while I'm here. And if I shut the door, the dogs are gonna be in here whining because they want access to both of us. So he went upstairs. No, Shelly, I do not have everything that anybody needs. I have everything Kelly needs from me. Oh, yay. Oh, good. Oh, Kim, I was excited and mildly nervous when I sent out your kits because I was like, I feel like this is Kim, but I wanted to make sure. So I'm glad that you're happy. That makes me happy. So speaking of, there's so many things. I have a list of things. I have a list again. We have a Violet class tomorrow, the first Violet Zoom class. I don't have anything cut. So if you are in class with me tomorrow and you're not prepared, neither am I. So it's totally fine. It's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. First things first, I ordered something. I had to get one of these from Lauren. It's a little ghost ruler. It has little scalloped edges and little curved corners, and it has eyeballs. I did not need this. I definitely did not need this, but I did. I needed to have it in my life, so I bought it. They're still on the website. They sold out so fast the first time that I took it as my hint that I didn't need it. I was like, well, it's sold out. I don't need it. And then she brought them back, and I was like, well, I think that's a hint that I do need it. So, yeah, Andy, same here. So I ordered it because it was like the universe said it's back and you should get it. And it's like my favorite colors. I'm a cool color girl. I love the pinks and purples and blues, and like that's my thing. So yes, it's adorable. I don't need it. Thanks a lot, Lauren. But I bought it anyway because it's just how it goes. It's just the way that it is. There's nothing more that I can say about that. So we have a whole pattern topic for today, talking about patterns and also talking about freebie patterns. But before we get into that, let's do our business, get our business out of the way. First of all, exciting, I have shout outs I wanted to do. I'm behind a smidge on Patreon, only a few, and I also wanted to shout out all of the new YouTube members. So on Patreon, Michelle H, Leslie G, and Janelle B, thank you. Thank you for joining my Patreon. I appreciate that very much. And on YouTube, literally last week, I launched memberships. I told you about it. And some of you signed up while I was talking. And I can't say thank you enough. So Karen T, Teresa, Kimberly W, Carlene H, Linda S, and Antoinette S, thank you. Thank you very much. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will give you the quickest overview so that we don't have to hang out here for a while, because even though it's a thing and I do need to talk about it, it makes me feel awkward sometimes. Patreon and YouTube memberships are totally optional. It doesn't change anything on your end if you don't participate in either one of them. It is not a problem at all. They are just options, and all that means is that you are looking for a different way to financially support your favorite creators. I have everything from 99 cents and up. There's 5 different tiers on YouTube. They're the same dollar amounts as they are on Patreon, minus 1 cent. YouTube does everything in 99. I don't know why. But it's the same thing. You get very similar benefits. The only thing that YouTube has that Patreon doesn't have is a 99-cent tier. I call it the caffeine contributor. You all know that I run on caffeine. By doing that for myself or other supporters, you're just giving us a little extra boost so that we can keep doing what we do. And that's all that it is. Totally optional, 100% appreciated. Cannot say thank you enough to all of you that do it. And to those of you that don't, it's all good. It's totally fine. It's there if you ever want it. So that is it. Thank you. Shout outs are over. I try not to go on for too long because I know that some people are really not into it and it has an ick factor about it. And I totally understand. So next thing, Court Club for December. It's the last one of the year, which only is weird because it means that the new year is around the corner, and it's weird. I'm just not prepared. I feel like it was literally October yesterday, and now it's like the middle of December, and it's just bizarre. So Court Club went out. Some people received theirs. Some people will be receiving it any minute now, really. Be patient because the post office is super overwhelmed and definitely behind. Just because they tell you that you're going to get it on Friday, you might not get it till Monday or Tuesday. They're doing the best that they can, and unfortunately this time of the year is chaotic. But since Court Club went out, December Court Club will be on the website next week. So next Friday I will show you those 3 corks. Excuse me. And the extras are on the website. So we have the regular, which is the 9x27. And we also have the XL, which is the 18x27. And Court Club extras are just there in case you want to participate on your own terms. You don't want to sign up for a subscription. Once they sell out, they sell out. It is a surprise. You don't get to know what's in the package until it's already shipped. And what else? So many things on my brain this morning. It is a discounted price, and the value is written in each of the listings if you want to know. So, all right, I'm whipping through stuff because I want to talk about patterns. Okay. New Year's mystery sew along. New Year's Eve mystery sew along. It's coming. It's right around the corner, which is insane. The pattern will be ready around Christmas or so. So if you are a member on YouTube or if you are a Patreon, you will get access to that then. You will also get access to the tutorial, which is yet to be filmed. Otherwise, you will have to just wait until New Year's Eve to see what the pattern is. I'm still not showing you, Nancy. I'm telling you right now before you even ask. I love you, but you can't see it. If you want to participate in the sew along, you have 3 options. 1 is free. You can just hang out and watch live and just chill and spend as much time with us as you want to. Option number 2, you can buy the $10 download, which gives you your cutting and your supply list. You are pre-paying for the pattern, so when the pattern is released, you have a coupon code, you don't have to pay for it twice. Option number 3, which is important because it ends today, is if you want to get a surprise kit. The kit does not include the download. You'll still need to purchase that separately. I wanted to keep the listings easy. If you purchase the kit, you will get cork for the outside, you will get hardware, you will get zippers, and that's it. No lining, no interfacing. That you will have to provide on your own. So if you want to do that, you can do that. You have until today. Tomorrow morning, kits are off the website because I want to make sure that you have enough time to get them. And again, the post office is delayed. If for some reason something happens and it doesn't get to you on time, my deepest, sincerest apologies. I am sending them out as fast as I can. I spent 2 days this week. 2 days. Thank you, Nancy. 2 whole days to just get kits done. I have 3 more left to pack up today, and that is it as of right now. I haven't checked the inbox. So, yes, Andy, it is live. It's not a Zoom class. It's totally live right here on YouTube. You can pop in anytime that you want to. If you aren't fully ready to commit to, I'm going to say 4 to 5 hours of sewing live with me. If you're not into mysteries, if you just don't have the time and you just want to say, hey, you can absolutely do that. So I will be live here the Friday before like normal. New Year's Eve is a Tuesday, so starting at 2 p.m. New York time, we will go live and we'll work together. You'll get to see the pattern. So if you want to pop in for like the first 15, 20 minutes, you can see the new pattern and then you can go on with your day, whatever you want to do. Always cocktails, Charlie, absolutely. I don't usually have cocktails while I'm sewing because I found that it doesn't work too well, but you can have cocktails for sure. 100%. Speaking of the New Year's Eve mystery, please just remember this one thing if you remember literally nothing else. If you want a paper copy of the pattern, not a problem at all. I've always told you that is not a problem. If you put it down now when you sign up for the download, I don't have those. Those emails come in and they go right out. They go into the trash because it's not something I need to collect. When the pattern is released and you use your coupon code and you get your download for free, add the note then, because then the patterns will be ready to go and I can mail you one. If you add the note now, I'm not going to remember by the time New Year's comes around. So when you use your coupon code, just write in the notes, please send a paper copy. You got it. It's hard for me to keep track now. I have too many things to remember and I'm really bad at remembering anything. So there is that. Okay. That was a crazy rush, but I think I got all the stuff in. So, the last thing I wanted to say, and I apologize, I'm going to go back to memberships for just a minute. Not Patreon. Memberships. If you are a member on YouTube, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't have like a place for us to go together, if that makes sense. Facebook, we have a group where we can communicate. And Patreon, we have our own platform. YouTube does everything kind of the same way as we're doing right now. I have made a post and I will probably make, I have an itch, I'm not picking my nose. I will probably make other posts that are just for members. So make sure that you check your notifications and that you turn your notifications on because it's going, I'm sorry, I had an itch and then it was turning into a sneeze. Okay, I'm fine. I'm good. Anyway, turn your notifications on and check your notifications. And if anything is unclear, send me an email because we don't have a great way that we can communicate here. That's the only bummer about YouTube is that comments are really the only way to communicate. So if you need something, definitely send me an email. Anyone in the top 3 tiers, you do have a discount code available for patterns. So please make sure that you email me to get that and then jot it down. I thought that I could write it in the information. It said that it was supposed to be shown to just you. And then as I was going through the testing phase, it was public. And that's not cool. So email me. Okay, so 2 things I want to talk about. Number 1, I want to talk about the future of patterns and add-ons and why I put up the poll yesterday on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, I will fill you in. The other thing is, it is December 13th. I don't know why I had to look. It's Friday the 13th. It's also my stepfather's birthday. Happy birthday, Dan. It is that close to Christmas. We are 12 days away. And if you are anything like me, you for sure are not ready. And that's totally fine. I'm not ready for my class tomorrow. So I pulled as many of my free patterns as I could so that we can look at some of those as like a little refresher, just to kind of look at some of the freebies, things that you can make super quick, that are scrap friendly, that you can get done for all of those last minute holiday presents that you have to make, that you forgot you had to make, that we all have to deal with. So I think I'm missing one, but I think I have everything else. It is a mess. There is a pile of stuff here. So I see one more thing. Okay, we're gonna talk about patterns, but I did want to show you this. We are getting a new color of waterproof canvas. I hope that this is picking up well for you. It is a gold color. My computer looks better than my iPad. My iPad, it's looking greenish. It's a true gold. So this will be on the website very soon. Eric has to finish cutting it, but I scared him away. So, okay, that's it. That is it for that. Okay, so yesterday I put up a little poll on Facebook and I also asked the same question to the Patreon group because I was curious. It's 600, Nancy. It's just like all the rest of them. So my question was inspired by a few things that I see in the pattern designing world and also just kind of looking towards the future of some things that I have in mind for myself and for my patterns. And the question that I asked, and many of you answered, was how do you feel about a pattern having like how do I say this without sounding confusing? Would you prefer an add-on pattern that works in conjunction with another pattern, like the tourist tote bag? You have the tourist tote bag, you have the add-on pattern, they go together because that's how they work. So the tourist tote bag is its own pattern, the add-on only works with it because it doesn't have all of the instructions. Or would you prefer a complete pattern start to finish with all of the things in it? And the feedback that I got from you, and I think Cheryl Taylor is the one that kind of said it the way that everybody was thinking it, and a lot of people were like, yes, that's what we mean. If the pattern has too many changes, too many additions, too much that's different, and it makes itself into its own pattern, it should be its own pattern, start to finish, from cutting to finishing, and it's all by itself. If it's like a technique, a little, something, if it's something very, very minor that can be in a video, that's fine. If it's like a few things, like we changed the height and changed the zipper and added a little something, that could be an add-on. And I want to just say, I firmly agree with that. And the reason that I asked is because, and I will not name any names of designers because we're not going to get into that kind of a conversation, because this is not a negative thing. Every designer kind of does it their own way and has to do it the way that it works for them. There is a designer that does revised versions of their patterns, and to my knowledge, sells them completely separate. So we have pattern A revised. These are separate patterns, even though they're essentially A revised is kind of just a revamped version. There are designers like myself that do pattern A with add-on, and they go together. And then there's also designers that are like, here's this pattern, and here's a smaller or larger or whatever version of that, and this is also a separate pattern. And it gets a little confusing, I think, because there's nothing across the board. It's never going to be that way. We all do things differently, but we all have to do what makes sense to us. And in looking back at what I did this year, I will own up to the fact that I am not pleased with my choices in hindsight. And here's the thing. Raise your hand if you need to learn to cut yourself some slack and have a little bit more grace with yourself, and be a little kinder to what you do and understand that mistakes happen for a reason. I'll go first. We all have to do that. So I'm not going to change anything I've already done. What I've done is done. It's over. That's the end of the story. But going forward, I see the areas that I made mistakes and where I wish that I had done it differently, but I'm not going to change it now. It's just the way that it is. So for instance, behind me, right here, this right here is the Getaway Extra Large Tote. And this right here, it's hard to point backwards, is Getaway Junior. These two are the same pattern, one's big and one's small. So what I did for that one, I am 100% happy with. The Getaway Junior is a $2 or $3 add-on. I can't remember. It might be $2. The only thing you got in that pattern is you got revised templates, you got revised yardage, and you got new sizes. And that's it. And basically, if there was a step where something needed to be adjusted because it was smaller, I told you that. Step 2, place 4 inches instead of 6 inches. It was 2 to 3 pages, that's it. There was no instruction. You just take those sizes, you go to your original pattern, you make the smaller version, you make a few minor adjustments. So that 100% I'm on board with, I'm happy. I would do that again. Tourist tote bag. The tourist tote bag add-on pattern. I love the add-on pattern, but I do understand that myself, I know that pattern inside and out. I know the measurements inside and out. I can make that pattern without reading the pattern. That is not true of all patterns, so don't think that it's just because it's mine, because I don't know most of them. A lot of them I have to look, and if you've taken a class with me, you know that I read my own pattern while I'm working. Tourist tote bag is one of the few, I think there's 3, that I have memorized that I don't need anybody's help with. I don't need to look at a pattern. So for me, and for a lot of you who have, Charlie, you kill me. For a lot of you who have made many tourist tote bags, you might also be in that same boat. You're like, well, I know what size it is. I know where the handles go. I know all that information. So when you go to the add-on pattern, you could just stay in the add-on pattern because you could just pick and choose. You already know the steps, you already know the sizes, you're good to go. For some of you, and I think this is where the confusion started with, for some of you, you don't have it memorized. You haven't made 1,500 Taurus tote bags like me and Mary Ellen and Charlie and all these other people that have made them, Shelly, that have made them over and over and over and over again. So for you, you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's too much. And I 100% understand that. The reasoning behind me doing that as an add-on and not doing the finishing instructions, there's a couple things, and I'm transparent with you guys. First of all, the Taurus tote bag pattern is so old. How old is it? That I actually don't have access to the original file to be able to copy and paste certain things. I have to rewrite all of them. Yes, I revamped the Taurus tote bag pattern. I understand that. But it was one of those things where I was like, ugh, I'm exhausted. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. You're just getting additions and changes you can handle on your own. And in hindsight, Taurus tote bag should have been left alone. And Taurus tote bag, I guess we'll call it 2.0. I probably wouldn't have, but whatever. Taurus tote bag 2.0 should have come out. It should have been its own pattern. And it should have had all of those changes and all of the finishing instructions. $10 pattern, call it a day. And I understand that, but I'm learning. I'm learning just like all of you. I have never done this before. I've written patterns for 13 years. I don't even know how many, I don't know, 800 years. I have not done add-on patterns, so I'm figuring things out. So in hindsight, Taurus tote bag, I'm not unhappy about the add-on, but I would have and should have and could have done it differently. But there was also something in the back of my mind. And many years ago, like when I first wrote the pattern, it had been a few months out there, maybe even within a year. It had been out there, and somebody that I was talking to at the time about patterns, I said, everybody keeps like telling me they love this pattern, but they wish it had like an outside pocket. Have I ever done an outside pocket? I should do something like that. And I said, I don't know how to handle this. I'm a new pattern writer. This is like my third or fourth pattern. I don't know what to do. And she very boldly, very sternly was like, absolutely not. Leave it alone. Don't rewrite a new pattern. You're going to make everybody mad. Leave it alone. Do something later. And I'm like, okay. That was a very bold thing from someone who also doesn't write patterns. Weirdly enough, she's not in my life anymore. So I was like, okay. I was like, I guess I'm wrong in thinking that I got into this mindset that once the pattern's released, you have to leave it alone. And so that was running in my mind as I'm doing this add-on, and it wasn't occurring to me that I can do whatever I want and I can make whatever decision I want. I made the decision that at that moment felt good to me. I'm not mad about it. I just see how I could change it in the future. And then we're going to fast forward to the final add-on of this year. Let's talk about how this and this are different versions of the same pattern, and they're not. Okay? This is the Lola XL. This is an add-on pattern that goes with this pattern. It was done much simpler. Why? Because the inside wasn't changed. If you've done any of my patterns, I do handles and outside, and then I do lining, and then we assemble. So for the Lola XL, it was kind of easy because I could just say, stop. We're at the last step of outside things. Move forward, we're gonna go into the lining, and now you can put your pattern down, pick up your other pattern, and it was easy. Much less confusing. However, let's be real. This is not a bigger version of that pattern. This is a brand new pattern. And why did this end up becoming what it is? Because I am crazy. I have mental problems. I decided that for my next Zoom class, I wanted to do Lola. It's a popular bag, but I can't just do Lola. I have to do something special. Let's do something special. And I thought, I know, everybody loves Lola XL. They love it a little taller, a little wider. Let's do that one. Easy. So if I'm gonna do that, I might as well write it in, make it an add-on pattern, call it a day. But wait a minute. What do I want to change about the pattern that I've always been kind of unhappy about? Doesn't have an outside pocket. So let's throw an outside pocket on there. So when I did that, it just didn't look special enough. And now I'm wrapped up and it's a snowball and I just keep building and building. Now I'm gonna put this special pocket on the outside, but wait, now I wanna make this pocket even more special, make it a double zipper pocket. Oh, but wait, let's make it 3 colors outside. Let's make a 2-color handle. I am now rewriting an entire pattern. And instead of stopping myself, I just kept going. And then I got it almost all the way done, and there was a request to add 1 more pocket. And I said, yeah, let's add another pocket. By the time I got done, it was a brand new pattern. Lola XL should have its own name. It should be called a different name. It should be its own pattern. It should be start to finish all by itself. Right there. Yes, Charlie, that is exactly what happened. And here is the other thing. Call it integrity, call it insanity, call it whatever you want. As soon as I open my mouth publicly here on YouTube, I don't like to go back. So I said to all of you, it's going to be a super easy, like couple of changes, and it's going to be like a $2 to $3 pattern. I am very remorseful. I am remorseful that it is a $3 add-on pattern, and I am remorseful that I didn't make it into its own pattern, change up whatever I wanted on the inside, do the inside a little bit differently, because let's be realistic. Every pattern in every designer's collection is going to have bits and pieces from other patterns. I'm telling you right now, I have not read every pattern that's available on the earth, but I can tell you right now that no designer that I can think of is going to give you a totally brand new way to make handles in every single pattern that they write. They're going to use the same technique. They're not going to tell you how to make a different variety of a zippered pocket in every single pattern. It's just not possible. They're going to pick and choose and take bits from different bags and put them in, mix them in a bowl, and make something brand new. It's what we all do. It's totally normal. And I told myself, this is my fault. Well, this is basically just a taller version of Lola. You need to leave it alone, and it needs to be part of an XL pattern because you told them that's what you were doing. So it's just one of those things where going forward, the decision has been made, and I thank all of you, but really Cheryl, I'm thanking you very much for how you said it in Patreon and also here, how the words that you said hit something in my brain that I needed to hear. If it's that different, it needs to be its own pattern. It needs to be by itself. This will always be Lola XL because I'm not redoing it. It's done. It's over with. This is it. This is Lola XL. This works with Lola. End of story. But in the future, if a pattern turns into something that looks like that, it's going to be its own pattern with its own name with complete instructions. It's just the way that it is. We all have to learn lessons. So we all have to figure out how things work and be better for the future. Because if we're just making the same mistake over and over again, that's not smart. So now I have a better grasp on what I want to do and how I want to handle things. And that's definitely going to change things that you see in 2025. There will be, I can tell you right now, because trust my brain, it's like a Rolodex and the cards just keep flipping. There will be $3 add-on patterns that just give you new dimensions, new templates, no directions. Use it with the other one. There will also be Lola and not Lola XL, Lola and somebody else's name, and it will happen that way. There's going to be a lot of different things that I'm working on. I'm already working on some of them. I did not film anything yesterday. I kind of took yesterday off. I use that word loosely. I never take time off. Even when I'm off, I'm not off. I'm always a little off. I worked on something that is no longer a pattern. It was a pattern. The sales died down. It was so simple. I took it off the website. I took it off a distributor list. It's not a pattern anymore. It's going to get a new name, a new whatever. I don't know. I lost all the words. Charlie, give me a word. It's going to get revamped and it's going to become something for free, but it's also going to be kind of a beginner kind of a lesson. And I have a couple of ideas of things that I also want to put it out there as like beginner kind of lessons where you learn a pattern, but you also learn a technique. I have something filmed for handles. I have zhuzh. That's the word I wanted. A zhuzh, a little zhuzh. I also have some zipper techniques and I have no idea how to spell anything, Charlie. I have some ideas of, some fun kind of things that we can, a glow up. I love that, Cappy. a glow up. Just techniques. So I don't know. The words are all gone. The words have left the building. The thoughts are over. So anyway, thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart for all of you and your information. The one thing I'm gonna say, don't be mad. Don't have hurt feelings, okay? A few of you had the idea, you added your own to the poll, and you wanted both as an option, an add-on and a complete pattern. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I love you, don't be offended, it's not gonna happen. And the reason it's not gonna happen, it's not a confusion thing, it's not any of that. Either I'm writing the whole thing or I'm not. Do you know what I mean? You're either getting a full book or you're getting half the chapters. That's it. I'm not going to write the entire pattern and then give you the option to have half and half. So I love that when you say those things, I do think about them and I'm like, is this what I need to do? It's not gonna happen. I'm either doing it all or I'm doing half the work. It's an all or half kind of situation, or nothing in some cases, but probably all or partial. So, okay. Let's read comments and sip on coffee, and then we're going to look at free patterns so that you can also catch up on your holiday sewing in the next 12 days. So, Cindy King, that is fantastic. If any of my bags look revised, it's because I messed up. Maybe we need it on a shirt. Maybe the shirt needs to say, it's not messed up, it's revised. We need to take it the other way. Charlie, I understand that. And Zena, that's a fantastic question and very sweet of you to ask. What is the easiest for you to do? That's the thing, is that it's not even a matter of it being easy necessarily. It's a matter of what is the smartest way. So I said this to Eric this morning. Eric probably wishes he could go back to work and get away from me. I'm saying this because I know a lot of you could also say, I'm guilty of that. I need to undo my old way of thinking and get into a different mindset for myself when it comes to patterns. And it's one of those things that it's hard to undo. It's hard to revise your own brain. But the way that I always looked at it, which I need to stop looking at it this way. And I want you all to absorb this more than anything, because you probably do it with your own things as well, whatever that thing is. I've always told myself when it comes to patterns, it's not that important if they sell. If a pattern is not a big seller, if a pattern is, it's not the best pattern ever and nobody was really excited about it, who cares? It's a pattern. It didn't cost me anything. But here's the truth of that. That's a lie. It did cost me something. Maybe it's not cork or waterproof canvas sitting on my shelf. Maybe it's not something physically, a product that I bought that is obviously disappointing if it's sitting there and not selling. But it is valuable. There is a dollar amount on it. I did put in all of that time, whether that pattern is my top seller or my lowest seller. They can't all be the best. Obviously, they can't all be the best seller, but I still put in the research. I still had my testing group take care of it. I still had product that I used off of my shelves to make samples. I still wrote the pattern. I still spent hours making tutorials. I have to get out of the mindset of telling myself, pattern's not that big of a deal. Patterns don't cost you anything. Yes, they do. Everything in your business costs you something. My time is valuable. And the new way that I have to look at it is, I can't please everybody. I'm never going to please everybody. I stopped trying a long time ago. But I need to please the majority of people. And in doing that, I need to make it something that I'm proud of and that I'm pleased with. If I'm happy with the finished product, there's a higher likelihood that you're going to be happy with it. If I put something out and I'm like, meh, it's fine, that's not really a great way to sell something. So I have to remember that my time is valuable and everything that I put out there should be the best possible work that I can do. Whether it is a top seller or not, I have no control over, but I need to be putting out 100% effort if I'm releasing something. There is no sense in putting in zero effort and then hoping that everybody's happy. I have to treat every pattern the same way, whether it is a $3 add-on or a $10 pattern. And if I'm going to put out a $10 pattern, and I know that someone in the world is going to go, well, I don't know why I would need to buy that because it's basically this pattern. That's up to them. That's totally, I have to not worry about the minority, and I have to think about the majority. And the majority of you that are here, that are buying my patterns, are happy. You're happy about it. So, Zena, to answer your question that you asked 15 years ago, it's not about what's easier, it's about what makes the most sense in the business that I have formed and what makes the most sense to put out there into the world. So it's just a matter of getting into that mind, that frame of mind. And Eric said yesterday, Eric had an appointment and the person kind of, it was almost like Eric was into it and the other person in the appointment was not. And Eric said to him, is your time valuable? Because my time's valuable. And I was like, yeah, it is. And so is mine. And in writing a pattern, my time is valuable. My time has a dollar amount on it. So that's all. Stepping off of my high horse and my soapbox. Okay. Marie, my brain used to be a steel trap. Now it's a marshmallow. I understand. So, and thank you Nancy and everybody else who is just more than willing to follow me. You guys sometimes maybe don't want to follow me because I might lead you in the wrong direction, but hey, at least we're there together, right? Charlie, you're killing it today, and I'm so glad that you're here. Andrea, your kit is sitting on my table right now. It will go out either today or tomorrow. So I'm so excited that you're going to join us. And I didn't know it was your birthday on New Year's Eve. How exciting. So we'll have many birthdays, I'm sure. But now I know it's Andrea's. It's also Christy's. So that's very exciting. So let's see here. Yes, Shelly, whenever need be, feel free to call me out on my crap and just tell me like, hey woman, you're writing a brand new pattern. Don't be stupid. And I'll just say, you're right, Shelly. Thank you. So, thank you, Mary, for joining Patreon. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you for appreciating me. I appreciate all of you. I want you to know that. So, will I be at the Sin City So Bestie event next year? Not to my knowledge. I don't have that on my calendar right now. So I'm going to say no. But I don't have my complete calendar for next year done. I have a good amount of it, but not everything. So sometimes a pattern doesn't hit you until you come across the perfect materials for a certain person. That is very true, Cindy. 100% that is true. And also another thing, sometimes I'll have a pattern and it's not that popular or it's older, whatever. Excuse me, whatever the case may be. And one of you will make it and post it. And all of a sudden I get so many orders for it because it's like, it was forgotten. It was like that little, that little thing that got pushed in the corner and no one really talked about it. And one of you says, ooh, I've had this pattern. I found the right materials. I'm going to make it. And then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, I need to make that too. So that definitely, you guys definitely help with that. And you also help me with thinking about like the things that I want to do and the things that I want to put out there, the types of patterns that you want, and also the like the things that I can do with my older patterns and that I can revise and change up and and all that kind of stuff. So we're a team. You are on my team. You are not allowed to leave. I'm sorry. It's just the way that it is. So please get over yourself. You're stuck and that's it. And Kim said, I have found that I will likely pay any price for a pattern I really want. Other patterns, I will likely wait for a sale. I totally understand that. I respect that. And you know what? It's the same. Like, I mean, literally, did I need this? Did I need to buy this? No. But I wanted it. And when I saw that it was available, I was like, I'm buying it. I'm buying it. I'm supporting somebody that I care about. I also am buying something that I think is adorable. And I just want to do it. Now, if this was from somebody else and I thought, it's cute, it's okay, and it went on sale, maybe I would have gotten it. But I knew that I don't need this in my life, but I love Lauren and I wanted to support her and I wanted to buy something really cute. And I bought a bunch of zipper pulls. I'm on the same page as you. We all kind of do the things. I did not need to buy a $13 ghost template, but I did because it's just the way that it is. The ghost is a little ruler and it has a little scalloped edge template. It is from More Me Know. Where is something white? Do I have anything white? I do. Here. It is just a little, it's a little 3x4. It has two little curved edges that you can use. I'm sure I'll find that useful. Has a cute little scalloped edge. It's a little ghost because Lauren does a lot of little ghosty things. And I bought this purely because it's cute. It was not a necessity. And I was supporting somebody that I care about. I was supporting a small business who's also a friend of mine. She didn't tell me I needed to buy that, but I bought it because I wanted it. Yvonne bought it too. What are we going to do with them, Yvonne? I have literally no idea, but I think they're really cute. So, oh, April, I really like this too. Oftentimes I will buy a similar type of pattern from someone else simply because they write it in a different style and format that I understand better. That's another thing too, is that we all are going to do things differently for many reasons, but also we all have our own styles and our own ways. Aura Rosa, every one of her patterns has binding because that's her style. She has an audience. My patterns are turnstile. That's my audience. I do more simple things. Erica from Lavender and Twine does like these beautiful patterns that look like they belong in a boutique. We all fit a different niche and a different market, and that's just kind of how it goes. So sometimes you buy things out of support. Some things you buy things because you want to do a technique and you buy a few different people's patterns to learn like how you learn it best. So it's just patterns are crazy because this is why I think it's so bonkers when people get into these hot debates about like, you know, well, that pattern is stolen. And I'm like, but it's not though, because we all do things the way that we do them. Like we all make different style bags the way that we want to make them. We all make them look different. My barrel bag just came out and so did somebody else's right after it. We didn't copy each other. We weren't like sitting there spying on each other. It was ironic that two bags of similar styles came out at the same time, but they're different. And that's the thing, is that we all appeal to different audiences. And I think it was in the Zoom class last weekend I said, those of you that are pattern jumpers that can buy anyone's patterns and make them, I give you more credit. I don't understand how you do it because I know that there are people that only buy my patterns because they only understand how I write them. And the same is true for other designers. There are some people that have bought my pattern and be like, your pattern's the worst. I'm used to XYZ patterns. And I'm like, it's not. It's just our styles aren't compatible. You know, it's just one of those things that it will never make sense to me when someone's like, oh my God, it's a total copy of a pattern. No, it's not. They all have handles and pockets and, you know, whatever. It's just, that's all I have to say. Okay. See, Rhonda Rainier, one of the reasons I bought my first patterns for me is because I can follow your directions. And that may not ring true for everybody. You might buy one of my patterns and be like, nope, I don't understand it at all. And that's okay. It's totally fine. You have to find the pattern designer that works for you. And thank you thank you for my Shelly Wynn. God, woman, learn to talk. Your videos are the best. Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, sip of coffee. It's getting really warm in here because I have a space heater and the doors are closed, so that's why my face is red right now. Okay, so thank you. You're articulate in your teaching style. And I thoroughly enjoy teaching, very, very much so. I'm glad that it works for you and for so many of you. Trust me, it doesn't work for everybody. And a lot of designers' videos don't work for me. I watch people, I support other designers. I look at patterns and videos and stuff. Some of them just don't work for me. I've also, I think I said this here a while ago, I listen to a lot of podcasts, not as much anymore because I don't drive that much anymore. I don't particularly care for male voices on podcasts because it just doesn't sit right in my brain. Certain ones do, but it's very rare. I like female voices better. So my videos work for some people, they don't work for others. It's just the way that it is. It's just because there's a billion people in the world that make bags, and you know, I have to find the people that we click. Like my teaching style and your learning style are the same. That's all. So, okay. let's go. Let's move on. So let's look at some free patterns. That's what I want to look at. That's what I'm trying to say. My brain is, I think it's fried. I think it's too hot in this room. My brain is frying right now. So I'm going to go super quick because I'm not going to keep you guys here all day. But if you are in a time crunch and the holidays are around the corner, or a birthday, or whatever the case may be, or you're in a sewing rut and you just want a quick project, I have a whole bunch of them. So you are on my channel right now. When you're done, not now, go to the playlist and click on the playlist, and under that is going to be free patterns. And I wrote them all down. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 free patterns currently on there, and there will be more coming. I did less this year, I did more last year, whatever. So let's look at some of them, and you can maybe check in on some of them that you haven't done before. They're all totally free. The one thing I'm going to tell you in regards to any of these patterns, there is either going to be a download that you need to get on the website that will be on the free patterns and tutorials page. If there is a template, a cutting list, whatever the case may be, if there's a download, that's where it is. Some of them, and I don't remember off the top of my head, I can't tell you. Some of them, I added the information right into the video so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to go anywhere. Yes, Pat, isn't that crazy? 15 free patterns. I did not realize that there were that many. They're all sitting here, but it just didn't occur to me. So, in no particular order, probably my most popular tutorial are the lined boxy pouches. You will get and I would recommend watching the revised video. There is an older video, which is fine, but the revised video has more information. There is a large, a medium, a small. You can do them in cork or cotton. They are fully lined. They do not have raw edges. They are turnstile, just like this. There's my seam that I closed up. You can use whatever you want. I did cork because I like cork because there's no interfacing. This is cork and waterproof canvas. There's 3 sizes. You can play around and make whatever size you want. In this revised video, which came out, I think 2 years ago or a year ago, something like that. There is also the option to do a 2 color, so you can have a different color bottom. There's also a separate video that is this one. Boxy pouch, but with clear vinyl and cork on the bottom. This is my tool bag. This has all of my favorite tools for teaching. There's also a mini version of this, which is not lined. I don't have a sample of that anywhere. I don't know where they went, but there is a sample of this. Oh, here's the 2 color. So for each of your sizes, it will tell you what to cut for a solid color or a 2 color. There is the mini one, which was one of my first tutorials. Those are little bitty ones. Those you would want to do out of cork, vinyl, anything that doesn't fray. Those don't have linings to them. It's a separate video. So actually, I guess I have 16 patterns, I should say. And I guess 17 if you count the clear boxy pouch, which I don't. Same, Heather, I have a boxy pouch for literally everything. And after all these years of making my mom purses, she asked for a boxy pouch because she didn't have one for toiletries and things when we travel. So everybody in my family has boxy pouches. So that is probably my number 1. My number 2 biggest free download still, and I need to make a new one, is the tablet case. This is a little, I'm trying to mark these off so I don't forget, the little tablet sleeve. This right here has a little pocket for like your charger, your earbuds, whatever. It's fully lined. Yes, you could do it out of cork. I did it out of canvas. You could do it out of cotton, whatever you want. This one, there's a little template for the scoop pocket, and there's also instructions on how to measure your device to make it fit, because everybody's device is different. So this is also a very popular tutorial. It is lined with fusible fleece. You could use batting, you could also use foam. That one is on there. Those and the boxy pouches are super popular. We have a train case. The little train case right here, which is not a complete train case. It's actually a boxy pouch on its side. So there is that. That was in a magazine, and now it is yours for free. That is on there. Speaking of magazines, this is, I think, is the newest that I have up there. This is the Explorer fold over. So you can do your little magnets. It's fully lined. You can do cork or cotton. The only thing you'll want to adjust if you do cotton is the handle, because this has a raw edge. But this is just a super quick and easy little fold over. We of course have baskets. We have bitty baskets, which are always very popular. And we also have the little trays. These can be done out of cork or canvas or cotton. These are going to be raw edge. So this you'll want to do out of anything that doesn't fray. So this is going to be from cotton, or excuse me, cork, vinyl, all that kind of stuff. I also have done some of these, I didn't bring it over, with heat transfer vinyl on the middle. A new thing for us to obsess over. So those are also free. I use one of these for my jewelry for like a little catch-all. So those are fun. Let's see. We have the notebook cover. Let's see. I did this and this. The notebook cover, which I almost forgot about until I looked today. It has a little pocket on either side. It has a little pen holder. You can put cork inside, or you can do heat transfer vinyl. So that is on there. That's a cute little one. And you could definitely adjust this for different size notebooks. But if you have like little kids that you're making for Christmas, how cute to put a few crayons in here and a little doodle pad and throw it in the car for travel. I don't know anything about kids. I think they do stuff like that. I'm not really sure. I don't really know what to do with children. So let's see here. I'm saving wallets for last because I have a lot of wallets. These are some of my favorite to make. These are just a little key fob and a little whatever holder, money, chapstick, whatever you want to put in here. So this is another little freebie, just a cute little whatever. That one I embroidered, so it's a nice place to practice your embroidery. We have a little card holder. You can use this for business cards or a gift card or credit cards, whatever you want to put in here. 2 little pieces of cork. This takes like, I think, under 10 minutes. Again, raw edge, so make sure you're using something that doesn't fray, but all of your little cork scraps, this is perfect for those. So let's see here, just making sure, got that and that. Chapstick holder, or whatever you want it to be holder. You could make this bigger and put anything in here that you want, but it has a little swivel hook. Super easy scrap buster little thing here. A little thing. Dog poop bags. You can use the little boxy pouches as poop bags. Not poop. The bag holder. You don't want to put poop in them. I don't know where any of my little tiny boxy pouches are. They're around. I just cannot seem to find them. I also have one that a customer made for me. That's really, really cute. And I use it for my jewelry when I travel so that I always know where it is. And then I clip the little boxy pouch inside of my backpack so that I know exactly where it is. And so, Heather, that's funny. They just fight and yell in the car. Don't they fight and yell everywhere? Okay, let's see. What else? What else do I have? Oh, one more thing that is not a wallet. Where did it go? Oh, it's right in front of me. There is a market tote. There is a free tote bag. This one you can do pieced. I do have a black and white version that I embroidered. I don't have it here. This one Mary Ellen made for me out of Eric's cork. It's a super simple little tote bag. It has a pocket option, but that's about it. And that one is free. That is part of a 4-part series because of the embroidery, but you can skip the optional things. You can just go to the assembly part. Okay. And now, last but not least, wallets. Somebody shouted out Poppy as soon as I started, and Poppy is the one wallet I don't have here. I have no idea where all my samples are, and I have one upstairs, but I forgot to grab it. So, Poppy, here it is. Poppy, you can open this part right here, and there's an ID window. Close that. There's credit card pockets. You can open that right there. There's a bill holder. You can do a men's or women's version of it with a snap or without a snap. I don't have mine. There's also the ever popular Sydney, this little ID wallet. There's a place for your ID. There's a little hidden pocket, credit cards, cash, change. You can add a swivel hook and hook that onto your keys. Daybreak. Daybreak is also one of my favorites. So Daybreak has credit cards, has a little secret love note I wrote to myself. And then on the back here is another pocket, and then inside is open. So we've got Daybreak, Sydney, Poppy, and is that it? Holy moly. Okay. Rapid fire free patterns. Done. There's so many of them, and I'm telling you right now, there's another one coming soon. Ginger is not a free wallet. Ginger is also a, in hindsight, kind of a thing. Ginger should have been a free wallet, but keep in mind, Ginger was written before I had a YouTube channel. So I didn't do free patterns because I didn't have a way to do free patterns. Someday Ginger might be taken off the website and might become a free pattern because she should be. She should live with all the rest of them as a free pattern. But Ginger is a $6 mini pattern. So let's see here. Okay. I forget it too, Shelly, because I almost grabbed it and brought it over and I was like, no, this is not a free pattern. So things that you learn and grow and change, and things are just different sometimes, you know, in the future. In the future. So, okay, goodness. Did I talk too fast? Did I talk enough? Okay. That was exhausting. So, I think that was everything I wanted to tell you. If you're watching this, I'm really sorry about the end being so fast. You can always slow down the audio if you need to. What else? Is that everything? I think that's all I wanted to tell you about patterns. And yeah, I think that was it. I think that was that everything? Yes. So now I'll sit here and contemplate, and then I'll hit end, and then I'll remember things I wanted to tell you. I think that's it. I think I covered all of the things. So if you have other questions, you know how to get a hold of me. If you make any of my patterns, post them in the pattern dedication group. If you use my cork for anything, post it in the cork group. If you want to join Patreon, you can. If you want to become a YouTube member, you can. If you don't want to do either, you don't have to. You have all of the options in the world. If you have suggestions for me as far as patterns, freebies, anything, let me know, because I'm always happy to hear about it. So, Janelle, I always forget that I have that many freebies until I actually look at them. And then I'm like, oh, wow, there's a lot. Will there be another Lola XL Zoom in 2025? Mary, you ask a fantastic question. As of right now, I have not scheduled anything, but you are not the first person to ask for that. So I would be more than happy to schedule another one if that is something you guys are looking for. I would guess at this point, it would probably be February would be my guess. I don't know if I can squeeze it into January, but I will look at my calendar. I'm writing it down right now. I'm writing the word Mary. Mary is not what I need to remember. I'll finish. Mary wants Lola XL class. I'm telling you, someday I really hope that my brain is working at full capacity. Stephanie also said yes. Perfect. So, I'm gonna throw this out there, and if you don't have to answer me here if you want to send me an email, or you can answer here. If we do another Lola XL class, because we've already done 2, do we want a weekend or a weekday? Because I'm only gonna schedule 1 more, I'm thinking. So, because I just don't think there would be enough desire to do 2. Does anyone have a preference during the week or weekend? Because during the week, I will always have more time. But weekends, if that works better for everybody, I'm good with it too. We could also do a Sunday. We don't have to do a Saturday. So weekend, the 2 people requesting the class want weekend, so that works for me. Okay, let me look at my calendar and see what weekends we have available, and I will get that listed. I'm also working on getting the information together for the January class, which is going to be the Aria with a zip top. There will not be an add-on for that. I will just give you the information for it. It will probably be somewhere listed, but it will not be an add-on pattern just for a zipper. Rewind back to the beginning, you'll understand that whole conversation. And a Sunday would work for me too. So, what else before we go? Okay, please do. Last but not least, tonight is our Patreon and member only Zoom. I don't like to do lives where I can't talk to you and see your faces. We do Zooms. So if you are a Patreon member or a YouTube member, you can join us on Zoom. If you need the information, shoot me an email and I will get that for you. It is from 6 to 7:30 tonight. It's just a hangout. We have a drink, we chat, we will probably see what everyone's doing for the holidays. And that's about it. And tomorrow is Violet, our first Violet class. I need to go pick out what I'm using because I have no idea. I have not only not prepped, I haven't made a decision yet. So I need to go choose my cork and see what I'm gonna do. And I might ask for your opinion on that because I can't make a decision right now to save my life. So I think that is everything. Yes, Mary, look in the Patreon post or send me an email and I'll get you that information. Not a problem at all. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Next week, I will have December Cork Club to show you, and who knows what else. We never know what's going to come out of my brain. So, have a wonderful weekend. I will see some of you later and some of you tomorrow, and that's it. All right, goodbye.